You can catch that video where I harvested these down below. It's the last magazine harvest video that I did. So, um, yeah, I just get blown away by how many pages and stuff and things I want. I tell myself all the time, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to get picky. I'm going to be picky about what I want. But, like, I want all of them. I want all the things. So I'm picking out some of the pictures that I want to use in this particular day. Excuse me. And I got some, I got some beautiful things. There's beautiful images in these magazines, especially in the Our State, North Carolina magazine. It's got like gorgeous stuff and terrific black and white photos from their historical articles and stuff that are fun to make into ephemera or turn into like, faux real photographs. I don't know if that's what you would do. I like to back them on something and use them as an actual real photograph. It's just, I'll antique it a little bit, ink it up or whatever. So yeah, it's a faux real photograph. Okay. I love this with the leaf. Definitely, definitely a beautiful picture. I don't really want to put anything else on that back page now because it's so pretty. And of course, I love this with the chair and the big tree and the pumpkins and these all these fall pictures, they just make me so happy. Like, it's just, they're beautiful images. And again, there's no rhyme or reason at all to the glue that I'm using. It's just what I have in front of me. I do get asked on occasion which glues I use for what. Sorry, I'm going to keep opening and closing my car door for some fresh air because it's getting hot in this car. I'm waiting for my husband. He's at a doctor's appointment, and but it's loud in this parking lot, so I try and not make it loud for you guys. So you're just gonna have to listen to my car door every once in a while. But yeah, so I've had some questions about what I do with my composition books, and I will tell you what I do. Nothing at all. I have crinkled the pages. I've done that in the past. This one I did it on. But I'm beginning to realize that you don't have to crinkle the pages. If you like the crinkle, to that extent, then yes, crinkle. But if you're painting and gluing on it anyway, you don't need to. You don't need to do that. That's like some kind of a salt shaker or something. We have turkey salt and pepper shakers that we take out for Thanksgiving, which is pretty cool. And it kind of looks like that little dude. But anyway, yes, you don't need to crinkle the pages. And I might, like I said, I might not in the past because it really fluffs it up a lot. And then, you're working on a page where the book is like at an angle. The page isn't laying flat. So my recent, the glue book that I'm working on now, the Glooby Dooby Doo, I did not crinkle any pages in that. So yeah. And another thing, you don't have to fear when doing something to a composition book, okay? And what I mean is, there's a reason why artists use these for the most part, and the reason is you can't kill one. You will not make it fall apart. I mean, you'd have to get it like really wet. It would have to be like a lot of really wet mediums at one time, probably, for it to even think about falling apart, because I have stuffed composition books. Now, I don't remove any pages. All right, some people do. Some people don't like the fluffy. I like the fluffy. I'm a fluffy gal. I like fluffy things. Fluff. So you don't have to do that though. But I do. I choose to fluff it up. And I have never once had one come apart. I have never once had one come unsewn. I've never had anything loosen up. The only thing I've ever had a problem with loosening up is one that I bought at a thrift store that did have pages removed. So if you remove one page, find that page in the signature, because the book is just one big signature. Find that page and pull the other half of it out. That's the only problem I've ever had, is when it's one that is half of the signature, you know, half of the folio, which the folio is the one piece of paper that's folded to make 2 pages in any book, in any signature, in any notebook like this that's sewn. So yeah, that's my advice. I hope it makes sense. But I have never, ever, ever killed a glue book or a composition book of any kind. Never. So, yeah, keep that in mind. That's why they're so awesome to work in. And I've worked in all of them. I've worked in the cheap ones. I've worked in good ones. And the only thing that I've noticed is that the better composition books, which is sold at places like Dollar General, is one place. They are the composition books. I believe they're made in Thailand. It'll say it on the back. For some reason, those pages are just a little bit better quality, just a little bit better, and they handle paint better. They handle wet stuff better than the cheaper ones from Walmart that you pay 50 cents for. Okay, that's the only thing I've noticed about composition books. So that's my lesson today on composition books. Thank you for coming. So now we'll get back to gluing, and this is like a little lantern, I think. I love it. I just love the warmth. I just love all the pages. You know, I just love all the pictures. Gluing and art just make me happy. I just love making things. I just love seeing what I make. I love flipping through them. I just love it. I love it, love it. That's my stash of painty papers. Those are specifically fall ones that I did a while ago. I don't know if I did a video. I might have done a video of that. But anyway, yeah, I love all those painty papers, and it's awesome to make painty papers for the theme that you are working on. Okay, so whether it be Christmas or Halloween or whatever, you don't have to buy fancy paper. You can make your own fancy paper. And not only can you make your own, you can make it out of junk mail if you so please. Hello and welcome to Following Journal 2023. I sped this part up. I'm just looking through pictures from my recent magazine harvest. If you didn't catch that, it's a few videos down. I went through some of the fall magazines that I could find in the gigantic magazine stash that I have, and I was picking out what is good for fall and what isn't. So I just kind of sped this part up so you can kind of see some of the things that I found. There was a huge stack. It was a huge stack of magazine images, and I'm not even done going through the magazine pile that I have, and I still have to go through it a second time. So, yeah. Which, just an FYI, every single page that I paint on, every single painty paper that I create is from junk mail or magazine page or trash of some sort. Every single one is a recycled piece of paper. I use like those the books that come in the mail, like with your insurance company, I use those. I use old manuals to things in my house. I use my kids' schoolwork. I've got tons of schoolwork pages to use. And some of them have crayon on it, and it creates a resist, which in some cases is cool and neat looking. So yeah, you do not need to buy things. That is what my channel is all about. Making things with as little as possible, and the tools and the items that I have bought and that I do use on a regular basis are very, very versatile tools. You know, they're as versatile as a pair of scissors. You can use a pair of scissors to make anything beautiful and to fix anything. And I will never recommend you to get a specific fancy product that has one use only for one kind of project, and that's it. The only product I have in my stash that it has one purpose is my Cinch bookbinding machine, which we will be playing with that. I'm going to be making a whole bunch of Christmas journals, and I'm going to use the Cinch. So we're going to be playing with that, and it's a bookbinding machine, and that is really all that can do. It binds books. But it doesn't just bind one. You don't just bind one book with it. You bind thousands of, as many as you could make with it, okay? You just buy the frickin' combs. I have both of them down in my description box from Amazon, the links, the combs or I'm sorry, they don't use combs, they use wire. They use the wires and the Cinch machine, and I frickin' love it. Love it. And I haven't been able to play with it simply because I've had a lot of other projects to do, I just think this little baby on this scary lightning page is hilarious. But anyway, yeah. I haven't used the Cinch machine much recently because I haven't been set up to mass make any books. And now I am going to be set up because I'm going to be getting my Christmas stuff out very shortly here within the next week. So, and I know I said that a while ago, but like, I mean it this time. I'm going to have my live sale, and then the Christmas stuff is coming out. And I know you're going to see this video after all of that transpires, but I'm saying it for me, okay? So you're just kind of listening to me talk to myself, which is kind of like what I'm doing. And I'm in this parking lot, and I wonder if people look at me like, man, that girl is on drugs over there just flapping her face to nobody, talking about glue and pictures. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm a freaking weirdo, and I'm gonna fly that freak flag, okay? That's all there is to that. But that baby is adorable. And that's just a big glove. I don't know, it was in a fashion magazine. The fashion magazines have the weirdest things in them. Like, so weird. Like, there was one I read, or not read, but I harvested, and it was shoes in big furry, like, critter things. And I've used those images. I'm sure you've seen them if you watch all my videos. But it's like big furry purses and furry shoes, and they're all, the background of them, the backdrop is like furry fur. So weird. So weird. So I cut them out because they're weird. And if it's weird, it's for me. La la la. And I'm lucky I've gotten some pretty decent words. For my non-themed stuff, I have a hard time finding words probably because I have so many and I don't have them sorted by theme. And usually I like words that are ridiculous, and a lot of mine are like, touching and meaningful and beautiful. And I don't really do touching and meaningful and beautiful much, but I have all those touching and meaning and beautiful words. I should just do some, like, nice stuff, right? I should just do nice things, make a nice greeting card with them words or something. I don't know. Maybe someday we'll do nice things. Maybe I'm not in a nice mood right now, which is why I'm not doing nice things. The white pen is really nice. This is just a cheap one. It's not like a jelly roll or anything. This one's just cheap. And it's okay. The glossy paper, you gotta go over it a lot to leave a good line, but, whatever. It works. It works. It works. And I like the kitty eyes. I like the little kitty mask, pumpkin mask dude. We have pumpkins this year. We got like maybe a half a dozen from our garden. And I'm sure there's things you can do to grow more pumpkins out of one plant, and we just didn't, because a half a dozen is plenty for us. And I'm just going to have the girls do whatever they want. Paint them. Some of them will probably be good for carving because some of them are bigger. But I do have a lot of meat pumpkins. Like, I want the goo out of it. I want the pumpkin guts. So, I did grow pumpkins for that because there's a lot you can do with pumpkin. And I like pumpkin. I use pumpkin puree to make spice, like a pumpkin spice cake, pumpkin spice muffin type thing out of a spice cake box. So I like to make that in the fall time. I'll probably start making that soon. And there's other recipes that I want to try with pumpkin. I've been trying to be more mindful of what I'm eating and eating whole food. Okay? Whole food. As much as I can muster, because there's some things that are not whole foods that I do eat or drink. Like, I've recently made a chai latte mix, and I got the idea off of Pinterest. And if you want the link for it, you can just let me know. But I did not make the recipe from the Pinterest. If you want the recipe, let me know. I will send you the recipe that I did, because I used a recipe that was in the comments. Somebody made a low carb version of it because it calls for like a cup and a half of sugar. It makes a big thing of powder, like it's like a powdered drink mix. But anyway, it calls for a cup and a half of sugar, and this one instead calls for 3/4 of a cup of sweetener, which I used monk fruit sweetener because that doesn't leave the weird feeling, and I don't get heartburn from it as I do with the Splendas and the Sweet and Low and the stevia stuff gives me heartburn really bad. So just let me know and I will tell you what I did to make it. And I have been drinking 2 cups of it a day and I love it, and I completely understand that it is not healthy like whole food because it calls for non-dairy creamer and stuff, which is like all chemicals. But I'm making up for it by eating healthy. And I'm drinking this right now. I know myself, and I'm probably going to get sick of it because I've been drinking a lot of it. So, I'll just be unhealthy for a few minutes. I'll just drink something unhealthy for a few minutes and be done. Since I don't drink coffee anymore. Which I'm over a year, y'all, without coffee. Last July was the last time I had coffee. So it was like 4th of July time because I had COVID then, and I stopped drinking coffee when I was in the throes of the Rona. So yeah, I love this paper. I've had it for a long time. I haven't found a place for it. And this, as you'll see, like, what else I do to this page, and this is it. This is the place for this page, these leaves, these crawling leaves, crawling vines, because we all hate vines. They're very invasive until they look like this. Then they're beautiful. But I really love my fall painty papers, and I'm glad that I made a ton of them that one year because I've been using them ever since. But those painty papers worked out pretty well considering the colors of them are colors that don't usually play very well together. Those colors, greens and reds and oranges and greens and stuff, they usually create mud, but they didn't with this. So probably because most of it I did by scraping the paint on there, and when you scrape you can do pretty thin layers, and it dries pretty quick, so they don't really have time to mix in together. And then I love putting a metallic paint over my painty papers like I've done, even though sometimes I kind of wish I didn't do it on all of them because sometimes I don't want that, but I did do it, and if I want more I can just take some junk mail and make some more. But anyway, I'll stencil in black or in white or something, or stencil in one of the other colors if I want to add some more interest to it. And yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Just fun painty papers. I like making them. I've been craving some painty paper sessions, but I just haven't quite gotten there because I've got a lot going on, and I don't know if I will get there anytime soon because I've got Christmas stuff to start hauling out. So painty papers uses up space, and that is something I just don't have right now, and probably won't have for a while, at least until my building is done, which we've been kind of slow going on the building because there's other things going on, and the building it's not as big of a priority as some of the stuff that needs to be done around the house and in the yard and stuff. Plus school, and now we've got Girl Scouts, and now I'm booked every single weekend for the next eternity. And yeah, fun times, but I'm still trying to get some creation time in. These are pillows, by the way. When you look at the picture, you're like, why are you cutting that picture out all weird? Because it's a pillow. You can't really tell because they're like white pillows, but trust me. And they're pretty. Would I put those in my house? No, probably not. But would I glue them in my glue book? Yes, I would. So, there's that. I don't have a lot of pillows. I like pillows. I just don't have a lot because I have children. And for children, pillows just land on the floor all the time. My couch pillows are on the floor all the time. And then the other day we went so far as to walk across the pillows with our shoes on instead of bending over to pick them up. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at as a mother. We're stepping on the pillows that we lay our heads on with the shoes that we just went into the public bathroom with. That is how that goes. But yeah, pillows. They're cool. Someday maybe I can have pillows. Someday maybe I can have nice things. So I'm sitting outside the doctor's office, my husband's, and this old man just walked in, and he is wearing a button-up shirt, and it's like one of those floral beach shirts, like a Jimmy Buffett shirt, right? Like, let's honor Jimmy Buffett by mentioning him and his style of Hawaiian shirt. But his isn't Hawaiian. It's got space and aliens and people being beamed up like to a spacecraft, and it looks like, I can kind of see him through the window now, he just walked in. It looks kind of like he has a big moon on his shoulder, like shoulder blade in the back. It's so cool. And it's like retro, like it's kind of like the Jetsons with the way the stars look and the, you know, halo-y circle things everywhere. But yeah, I just thought I'd share that because it was that guy. I probably would want to be friends with that guy. Not gonna lie. I kind of wish he was my uncle or something now. Maybe I'll ask him. Maybe I'll go in and ask him, you know, I like your shirt. Can you just be my uncle? Can we just be friends? Because if you're wearing a shirt like that, you must be a pretty alright dude. You know? I haven't found a place for those legs yet. We gotta find a place for the legs, y'all. We have got to put the legs somewhere. Like, maybe I'll get a nice scenic picture and of, you know, the mountains in the fall, and then we'll just put like legs coming out of a river or something, right? Legs in the mountains. Legs in the mountains. Could write a song about it too. You know, we can do a lot of things. We can get creative. We can get creative. I have got some stuff, man. I'm beginning to hate the bag. I might have to put all of this stuff into a basket so that I can see it, because it is hard to pull it out of the bag. It is hard to see what I have. Things get shoved way down in the bottom of the bag when I'm digging through them like that. And yeah, like I'm not happy with the bag. So I might have to get a basket. Don't worry, I ain't gonna buy a new one, because I have about 45,000 baskets. Oh, the cool shirt guy. He's coming up to the window and sitting in one of the seats over there. Love this shirt, man. Love it. Wish I could get a good picture of it, but the glare of the window would not get a good picture. Anyway. Yeah, so the bag is not my friend. I'm going to have to do something different with the bag. But I'm liking all these hygge fall pictures, which if you don't know hygge, it's like your comfy place, your comfy zone. And everybody was into the hygge a few years ago in the fall. And every time I see nice, warm, cuddly fall pictures and mugs of cider and things, I just get all hygge. I should have cut that handle out. Like, there's that big white freaking blob there. It's like you just stare at it. I hate the white blob. I hate it. I love these like pretty fall spreads that I do though. Like, they make my heart sing. Oh, yep, my little glue deliverer. I only ordered 1 case of glue from Amazon Prime Day because I had 2 cases left. And when I say case, I mean a pack of 24 sticks. I still had 2 cases left, and that doesn't count what I have in my quote-unquote glue box, which is chock full of glue. Fits about 2 cases in it. And the reason is, sometimes I won't use glue at all for months. Sometimes I'm not gluing. I'm doing other things. But when I start gluing, I'll go through like, you know, 10 or 12 glue sticks in a project in one glue book. Sorry for my big ugly head, y'all. You can see my white hairs, but I wanted to pronounce these pictures and give them their own individuality, and Sharpie works awesome for that. Sharpie lines work awesome. But do it when your glue's dry, alright? Because when your glue is wet, you get Sharpie. You get glue on the Sharpie, and it's really rough. Because if you don't scribble it off, it ain't going to come off. And sometimes, even if you scribble it off, it ain't going to come off. But I buy Sharpies in bulk, so I'm not too worried about it. So this is what I did. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video.